Looking for a job abroad? IPAMS is a DMW licensed recruitment agency offering the best opportunities for Filipinos since 1972. Explore the best job options in various industries and locations abroad. We are a 100% no-fee charging company. This means no placement fees, no processing fees, no salary deductions, no exception. See our jobs at ipams.com and follow us on our social media. Start your career today at IPAMS, uplifting lives.
Is a trusted recruitment partner since 1972. We offer absolutely 100% zero placement fees, providing Filipinos the best jobs abroad. We're uplifting lives.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Voice of Peace here on Vantage Point Media. How time flies so fast. We are on our 48th episode, and I'm Rica, your host for today, and I'll be with you for the entire hour. I'm so excited for today's episode. Although mag-isa po tayo ngayon, I wish you well, Miss Tina Ryan, and we miss you so much. I hope all goes well with you and your health and your family. So, next week, don't worry, meron tayong makakasama dito sa program. But for today, I would like to share with you a very special and meaningful episode kasi we recently conducted or held a very meaningful event as a tribute to Filipino-Korean War veterans. So, mamaya mapapanood natin yung testimonial videos ng mga Korean War veterans natin from the Philippines. 75 years commemoration po natin. So for today, I would like to share about yung current events po natin. As we heard in the news, it's very heartbreaking na meron tayong ongoing war. Merong war na nagsisimula ngayon. Nagsimula sa Israel and Iran na conflict, and then just a few days ago, the US also started to bomb, and then Yemen also declared war against Iran. So it's very saddening, nakakalungkot na ganito yung nangyayari on the global scale. And maraming mga natatakot na nag-aalala ngayon, World War III na ba? Diba? With the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. So HWPL recently released a statement regarding the Israel and Iran conflict. So, ifo-flash po natin yung statement dito sa ating screen. So, let me read it with you. HWPL statement calling for the cessation of the Israel-Iran violent conflict. Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light, or HWPL, expresses deep concerns over the violent conflict between Israel and Iran that occurred in June 2025 and condemns the grave threat it poses to international peace and security. Israel's large-scale attack on Iran on the 13th and the counter-attack of Iran have created instability beyond the Middle East, sending shockwaves across the globe. Violent conflict cannot be a solution and only leads to irreparable destruction and loss of innocent lives. Those who pay the highest price are women and young people who hold a sustainable society together. The United Nations and the international community are expressing their concerns and warning against prolonged violence while calling for a peaceful resolution to the situation. As a unified voice that continues to rise against wars and promotes peace regardless of ethnicity, nation, or religious differences, HWPL joins other responsible members of the international community in strongly urging an immediate cessation of violence. Peace is whatever everyone in this generation yearns for and must strive to achieve. The people of Israel and Iran want peace, as the entire global community hopes for peace to be restored. The current acts of war are a crime against the citizens of both nations and against all people of the world, and they will leave an irreparable scar in history. HWPL once again calls on Israel and Iran to cease the use of violence and to seek peaceful solutions through dialogue and negotiations while upholding the principles of international law. The global community will support the decisions of the two countries for peace. June 16, 2025, HWPL Peace Families around the globe. So that is the statement from HWPL headquarters in South Korea. And of course, we call for the cessation of war. Yun yung movement ng HWPL, global peace and cessation of war. But again, it's very heartbreaking that we have this ongoing conflict right now between these nations. So wars usually, dahil yan sa interest ng mga nakakatataas. So nananawagan po tayo sa mga leaders, sa mga decision makers to really pursue peace at itigil na po itong digmaan po na ito. So later on, we can also ask our youth to participate in this call and strengthen yung statement po natin, because this statement or our stand aligns with the principles of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, or yung DPCW. Ito po yung ating document with 10 articles and 38 clauses. And malinaw na malinaw po dito na sa DPCW, kaya po natin ito nilalobby sa United Nations, is kasama po dito yung prohibition of the use of force. Kasi at the end of the day, pag merong mga digmaan, sino ba yung talo dito, di ba? Yung mga citizens, tayo na mga mamamayan. So, let's unite our voice and express, yung support natin for calling for peace, for the cessation of war. So, isa-share po namin ang statement na ito on our social media, and I hope you can share. Okay po, share on your social media page or on your timeline, and that will help raise awareness para po sa pagpo-promote natin ng kapayapaan. Alright, so para sa mga audience natin na nakikinig, I have some reflection questions for you, and you can type your answers sa comment box po natin, dito sa comments sa Vantage Point Media. So, first question, sa tingin ninyo, during an international conflict, how does peace look like to you in these challenging times? Like, meron pa bang peace? And how do you find peace in these times of international conflict? And second question is, do you still believe that diplomacy has a place in today's world? Diba? Miss Universe sa mga questions natin, mga reflection questions. I hope you can reflect on that and share our insights sa live stream po natin sa Vantage Point Media. And speaking of war, we know, kung meron mang mga tao na nakakaunawa kung ano yung impact or gaano kagrabe yung impact ng mga digmaan, it is our war veterans na naka-experience firsthand ng paglaban sa conflict. And, if you talk to war veterans, if you ask them kung gusto ba nila na pumunta doon para makipaggera, di ba? Pumunta ba sila doon para makipaggera on their own? Of course not. They don't want to fight or to kill anyone, but they were sent there kasi they want to serve and they also want peace. Meron din silang mga pamilyang inuuwian. Di ba po? Yung mga sundalo, yung mga nakikipagdigmaan. So, even ngayon na meron tayong mga digmaan, kahit tanungin nyo yung mga soldiers na nasasangkot, di ba? It's because they don't have a choice. Kasi they have to serve for their country and they have to serve, they have to sacrifice themselves para yung family nila. Di ba? Magkaroon ng hope na, magkaroon ng peace, magkaroon ng kumbaga ma-save yung families nila. But if you ask them kung ano talaga yung gustong-gusto nila, of course, they also want peace. Gusto nila na makabalik sa mga families nila at ma-witness na maging peaceful ulit yung hometown, yung mga bansa na kinabibilangan nila. So I had the privilege to meet two war veterans from the Korean War just last weekend, June 21, 2025. Kasi this is in commemoration of the 75th year of the Korean War. So to be exact, it was on June 25, 1950, nung nagsimula yung Korean War. So just a bit of a background, ang Korean War, it is a time na naghiwalay ang North and South Korea. Okay, so sa history, lagi rin itong sinasabi ng ating chairman, sa history, nakakalungkot na merong naging Korean War kasi hanggang ngayon, okay, yung Korea, it's a country that used to be united, pero hanggang ngayon, divided sila. North and South. So if you go to North, 'di ba? Sobrang ibang-iba yung culture, ibang-iba yung government, ibang-iba yung situation ng mga tao doon. And if you compare it to South Korea, sobrang kahit na isang language yung sinasalita nila, parang ang layo, parang ang layo-layo ng mundo, 'di ba? Sa North and South Korea. So ito yung isang bagay na kinalulungkot din ng mga naka-experience ng digmaan po na ito. So, I had the privilege to meet 2 war veterans. So, they are of old age, pero dahil malapit sila and with the support of their family members, we're so glad to meet them in person at nakapunta po sila sa event na sinagawa natin. It's a meaningful tribute para po sa mga Filipino-Korean War veterans natin. So, ginanap po natin ito sa Peace Room sa Parañaque City Public Library. So, thank you for allowing us to use the venue, Parañaque City Public Library. Talagang ever supportive. And of course, I would like to greet si Sir Sisette, officer in charge of the library. Thank you so much for always supporting our initiative. So we have the Peace Room there, and it was personally inaugurated by our Chairman Lee. And hanggang ngayon, nandun po siya, maintain siya ng library. So nandun yung history ng work ng HWPL. There's a corner there, they can read, they can access materials or readings about peace. And nagagamit din po natin yung venue for our peace activities. Ayun. So it's been around 75 years since the Korean War, and we wanted to honor yung mga heroes natin from the Philippines. Specifically from the Philippine Expeditionary Forces to Korea, or shortly PEFTOC. Diba? Ang witty ng term nila, PEFTOC. So yun po yung mga Filipino soldiers na pinadala sa Korea. So we held a special gathering and it was themed, Comrades Who Fought Together, Let's Attain Unification of the Korean Peninsula. So bakit comrades? Kasi we know, and as we always share, our Chairman Lee Man-hee of HWPL is a Korean War veteran himself. So he was very young at that time. Currently, he's 94 years old. Okay po, 94 na po ang ating chairman. So at that time, bata pa siya, and he was one of those na nasa front line ng kanilang team or unit nung nakipaglaban during the Korean War. And I also was very inspired, I was very moved when they were telling their stories, yung experiences or first-hand experiences nila during the war. And mamaya mapapanood po natin yung testimonials ng mga war veterans po natin. So the program started, of course, as with the opening remarks from Mr. John Romel Garces, and we're very inspired, ano, kahit na it was a very intimate gathering, to be honest. So nakasama natin yung, aside from the war veterans, yung mga anak nila and yung PEFTOC Veterans Association. So that's our commemorative photo. And it was very simple and very intimate gathering, pero I was really deeply moved. We were really emotional during the program. Ano? So we have a Korean child, si Yuri. So she gave a tribute also to the war veterans. Nagbigay siya ng flowers, and then she said, "Thank you for your service. You gave us a future." Ayan, kamsahamnida, salamat po. Yun yung exact words ni Yuri. So talagang naging emotional yung mga members and directors po natin sa PEFTOC Veterans Association. So thank you so much for your support and for allowing us to really meet our veterans, our war veterans. So yung dalawang PEFTOC veterans na dumalo po sa event are namely Veteran Rodrigo Ereño, he is aged 93, and Veteran Prudencio Manuel, he is aged 87. So yan, nasa picture si Veteran Ereño. He was from the 14th Battalion Command Team. So sila daw po yung front line nung sa armistice, after the armistice. And this picture here is veteran Prudencio Manuel. Nakikita nyo naman, malakas pa, di ba? Na talagang matikas pa siya, nakakatayo, nakakalakad pa. So, nakakatuwa kasi very emotional, ma-share ko lang. Si veteran Manuel, ito pong nasa screen, according to the directors of the Veterans Association and also his wife was there, si Ma'am Asuncion, first time daw niya na magkwento ng first-hand na experience niya sa war. Kasi nagulat ako nung kausap ko si Ma'am Asuncion. Nakala ko parang, of course, sanay naman na sila na in-interview, also according to his wife. Pero despite many interviews na isagawa or na-experience nila, hindi daw talaga siya nagkukwento about sa war. Pero that moment, talagang umabot ng over 20 minutes yung kwento niya. Tapos kami talagang nakatingin lang kami. Na we were in awe and we feel really privileged to hear yung mga stories po nila. Kasi, hindi biro na maipadala sa isang bansa, sa isang dayuhang bansa. At hindi mo alam kung makakauwi ka pa, di ba? Hindi mo alam kung makakauwi ka pa sa Pilipinas or kung makakakain ba kayo ng mabuti doon. So, he had no idea about sa bansa na kung saan pinadala siya. So, yun. I-share po natin mamaya yung mga testimonials po nila. And another emotional moment also, again, we would like to thank the PEFTOC President, Ma'am Jovina Damasen. Talagang very hands-on siya, and she's also a daughter of a PEFTOC war veteran. So she was very moved by the experience. Basta sobrang intimate talaga. I hope I can share with you yung emotion na na-feel ko at that time. Na we were just listening to each other's stories, even yung stories ng mga naging anak nila, yung mga daughters and sons ng veterans, how they felt growing up, na yung parents nila ay mga soldiers. So it was a very meaningful time with them. So aside from that, of course, kahit na, of course, they didn't meet our chairman in person, we had a picture of chairman there in the peace room, and then they also shared, their messages for Chairman Lee as a fellow comrade nung Korean War. So they also wrote messages of peace. Ayan, meron din tayong picture nung peace map signing. We printed a peace map symbolizing yung Korean unification ng North and South, which is also the ongoing movement now in South Korea. So they wrote their messages there addressed to our dear Chairman Lee as a fellow comrade. So, of course, years after, things didn't end dun sa war, but the most important thing right now is to call for peace, to use our voices to call for peace, since yun naman yung gusto talaga ng lahat. And yun din yung gusto ng mga war veterans po natin. Kaya until now, even though sabi nga ni President Jovina and sabi din ng iba, di ba, parang pag sinabi natin na peaceful unification of North and South Korea, para siyang suntok sa buwan na mission. Pero as long as there are people who believe in this movement, I believe na hindi siya imposible. Kasi hindi naman din tayo nag-iisa sa movement na ito. Maraming mga Koreans na and even other Korean peace organizations na nagsusulong din ng movement na ito. So, that's it. Yun. Medyo medyo emotional din. Pero, right now, without further ado, I would like to share with you yung testimonials, and I invite everyone to really take a moment to meditate, and habang napapanood itong testimonials na recording. So we entitled the segment as Kwento ng Kagitingan. So ikukwento ni na Veteran Manuel and Veteran Irenyo yung experience nila during the Korean War, when they were sent, when the PEFTOC was sent. So panoorin po natin.
Is Rodrigo Irenyo. I am a member of 14th BCT. Our government sent 5 battalions in Korea. 10, 20, 19, 14, and 2nd BCT. I arrived in Korea gabi na, midnight. So sumakay kami ng train papuntang Inji, North Korea. And from there, our battalion was attached to 45th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army. And our company, the 14th BCT, has assigned a portion in the Korean War. They call it Satayri Valley. In Satayri Valley, it was there when it was in Satayri Valley when the Armistice Commission was signed. So we are very happy that the Korean War has stopped, because our position then is almost 500 yards only between the South Korean and the Communist Chinese and the UN forces. Almost 500 meters lang ang layo. But it was a deep, malalim na bundok yan. So, when the armistice was signed, we, the 14th BCT, was in the front line. At that time, before the signing of the Armistice Commission, the North Korean and the Chinese army started to bomb our position for almost 12 hours. So we could not get out of our foxhole. Afterwards, when almost maybe wala nang bala ang Chinese communist, pumasok na ang UN forces. Binomba nila ngayon ang side ng North Korean and Chinese troops. When the armistice was signed, that is 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock in the evening, the shooting in the front line stopped simultaneously. Wala nang putukan. Kaya nung umaga, lumabas kami sa aming bunker. Nakita namin yung side ng North Korean and Chinese army. Halos walang natira kahoy dahil sa pagbobomba ng UN forces. Nakita namin dahil umaga nung kami lumabas na sa aming paksal, nakita namin na walang puknat yung paghahakot ng kanilang bangkay. Dahil almost wala nang natira kahoy, ni isang kahoy walang nakatira doon sa kanila, sa side nila. Pero mo, UN forces, binagsakan sila ng bomba. Halos lahat ng armas binagsak sa kanila. Kanya ang daming namatay sa kanila. Samantalang sa amin, yung aming yung aming visit, meron kami isang Koreano na tagahakot ng bala. Sa galit niya, dahil yung mga magulang na pinatay ng North Korean. Sa galit niya, sumugod siya. Hindi niya na alam na yung mga dadaanan niya panay bobby trap. Sumabog ang katawan niya. Kakaawa naman. So, matapos nga yung armistice sa commission, uwi na kami. Nag-pull out na kami sa aming lugar. Nagpunta na kami sa area. Kung saan, umuwi na kami. Umuwi na ang 14th visit.
Veteran Rodrigo Ereño.
Puri ng Panginoon. Hallelujah. Amen. Chairman Lee Man-hee and people of South Korea as a whole. I appreciate that as of now, the Korean people, South Korean people, has surpassed the industrialization of the neighboring countries, to include the Philippines. And so, thank you, Lee Man-hee, for your guidance in the preservation of peace in Korea and its industrialization, surpassing the East Asian nation, that is to include the Philippines. Thank you very much.
Sir.
Ang hindi ko lang malilimutan na aking pangalan. Ako si Prudencio Manuel. I first heard about Korea when I was a new recruit from the 5th BCT, Philippine Army. I was about maybe more than 15 years old. But in my record, I put it, I am already 18 years old. So, when I volunteered to go to Korea, I don't know what is Korea. I don't know where is the place. I don't know the Korean people. So, I will say blank about Korea, its people and its place. But I volunteered. When I saw the notice in the bulletin board that all those who want to go to Korea or volunteer to Korea, send your name to the office of the personnel manager. So I gave my name without any thought of what is going to happen to me or what I am going to receive from that volunteering. So when my name was called that I will be transferred to a second BCT, I went without any thought of what is going to happen. So we went to Korea, the place where the PIFTOC units are training. I joined the training and I passed the training course. And when the second BCT was sent to Korea, I am with the second BCT. So when I went to Korea, I don't have anything, any knowledge of what is going to happen. Nothing at all. When we are at the ship that is bringing us to Korea, we went first to Japan, Camp sa Cebu. When we arrived there, I thought it is already Korea. Because the place is already new to me. And my first impression is, this is Korea. But the place is very beautiful. Green around, flowers on the flower, on the ground, on the grasses, and the weather. Cool. It is a cool weather. So when we depart from the ship, we pass through a shaded lane, roof lane. And I still remember what is written on that board or on that place, on that lane. And it says there, through this passage, pass the best soldier in the world. So, that is the first time that I feel that I am a good soldier. Because you see that through this passage, pass the best soldier in the world. So, I am very proud when I saw that words. So we spent 3 days, maybe 3 days in Japan, which before I know it is already Korea, but they said this is Japan. So my thoughts and my feelings is very peaceful. See, I don't have any fear whatsoever when we are in Japan. Then in the evening, they said we board again the ship. They said we will go to Korea. Oh. So we board the ship and we landed what they call Incheon, in Incheon. Yes, in Korea. That's already Korea. When I look out from the ship, it is very dark. Very dark. No, I see some bulbs or light. at the harbor. But to me, it is a dark place. Incheon, it is a dark place. So when I am thinking, I came from the Philippines, it is a bright place. It is, the light is all around because it is still daylight. But when we arrive in Korea, it is dark. Only a few bulbs I can see in the harbor. And when we took a trip to our place, I saw small houses only, very small, or we call huts in the Philippines. Small and very few tall buildings, very few, and there is no light. So that is my first impression of Korea. Dark and very few lights and very small houses, low houses. So I am thinking about the Philippines. So I said, oh, it's still good in the Philippines because we have high houses and light or very many lights, like this. So my impression is we are still lucky in the Philippines because we have tall buildings. There is so much light, like that. So our unit, field artillery battery, was assigned in another place, not in the battalion headquarters. We were assigned to another place far from the headquarters. And our place is Yango. I saw that place name. And the place that we arrived at is the 63rd FA Battalion, U.S. Army. See? So we are out, or our place, our feeling is far from the Philippines already, far from the Philippines. But still, I don't have any fear. I am young, so I don't have any fear that I am far from the Philippines. And then that's the place or the beginning of what we are going to do in Korea. Because we arrive in Korea, there is no more war. See? There is already armistice. Armistice is already enforced in Korea. So what we do is we practice operating our cannons or howitzers from the very far place, and then we shoot our ammunition going to another place. We don't know, or we don't say. That's our training, artillery. So that when we go to war, we don't see the enemy, because we just shoot our howitzer, but we don't know where it lands, like that. That's why I don't have any fear in that place. Training. And I also observed that around that place, or even further, there are no high mountains. No high mountains, just hills. So that is another impression I got, that Korea has no high mountains, only hills and short trees like that. When we are training, when we are not training, I have a friend. He said, let's go around the place. So we walk around, we reach the place where there are houses but far apart, not together. We walk through that place, and then one house, we saw an old man. So he just questioned us like that. He is beckoning us to come. But since we don't have any fear, we went to the house of that man, or we go to the man. And when we arrived at this place, he went inside his house. And then when he came out, he has a picture. But the picture is about a boy or a man. And he told me, he sure like that you, and the picture the same. But like the same like that. And I understand that that boy is a soldier in the Korean War. And he just gave a signal or expression that boy no more. He said, because he was, maybe he died in the war. He died in the war. And then when we went home, we went back to our camp, he gave us something wrapped in paper. So I get it and then give it to our chief cook. And I don't know what is it. And then later on, that chief cook said, do you know that you give me? I said, no. That is ginseng. He said, ginseng. I don't know what is ginseng. But he said, ginseng. He said, that is a good medicine or good food. He said. And that's the first time that I heard about ginseng. Yes. But that man gave it to me. Yes. So, that is my impression in Korea. That the Korean people are kind, yeah? They are hospitable, yes, and they are happy. Though they are sometimes quiet, like that. Yes, quiet, no? They don't make so much noise. Yes. But I say that they are a happy people. They are happy. They are generous. Giving that piece of paper or with, inside the ginseng, it is my impression that they want to help. They want to give like that. That is an impression that I got from that man. Though he don't know us, but he took, or he is just making some signs, and his face is happy, and he trusts us because he let us come inside the near the house, not inside, near the house. So my my impression is he is a good man. So, back to our place, back to our camp. Then during our training camp, our training using our howitzer, big guns. One time, while we are on the training, one man approached us. He said, I don't know how he said it, but he said, he called us and said, and make a sign. He said, yung food, if he wants to say that he wants to eat. So, my friend, who is a driver, has food in the car, in the truck. So, he gave that food to him. And that man is very, very happy. And he just bow and bow and bow. And then when he went away, I saw some tears in his eyes. Tears. So, how does my impression goes? That man is a simple man. He does not feel ashamed to ask. And my companion give him the food. And I see that when he went away, I see he's crying. And he bows and bows and bows like that. So my impression is he's a grateful man. And when he went away, my feeling is we have helped him. Now, we have received so many help from the Korean people now. Myself, I received so much materials from the Korean people. So, the Korean people are very kind. Yes, they don't. What they call, see what are they doing to us. Though I say they are also very thankful for what we have done. That's what I was impressed, that they are thankful that we go to Korea to help them fight the communist army. So, do you want to hear stories about Korea? Yes. I was not a part of the battalion that fought against the communist army. I am not a part of that. Because when we arrived in Korea, it's already peaceful. There is no more war. Armistice is already signed. But I heard first from my co-veterans how they fought the Koreans and the North Koreans and the communists. So this is just a story, but it is a first-hand story. When the 10th Battalion Combat Team was assigned along streets of line, they are part of a line that is assigned to protect or to stop the communist advance they were assigned a place. Now, this 10th combat team assigned in one place, and then the other places along that line, they have already gone out, or they were already retreated. They retreated. But this 10th combat team in Moldong, they say that is Moldong. Moldong. Yuldong? Yes, Yuldong. These Filipino troops did not back away. See? They held the line. Hold the line. And they fought the communists sometimes hand to hand because there are so many communists. And this group is only one company. One company. About 120, like that. But they stopped the communist advance. They stopped. And the advance of the communists was halted in that place. They were not able to go inside the South Korean area. And that's the fight that took place in that area was so intense because they said about 7,000 or 40,000 communist soldiers are advancing towards them, but this 10th BCT stood their line. They fought to the last, but the Communist Party was stopped, the communists. See? So much fighting at that time. And they told us about their comrades being killed, but they still did not retreat. They did not retreat. They held that place until the time that all those communists are already dead, filed on top of each other, like that. But this 10th BCT was in that place. And what is very, we said very go to our feeling. This man, the 10th BCT, has about 100 men dead. But in their place, they have killed 40,000 communist soldiers. And there is our Filipino troops there. Captain, lieutenant, sergeant, they are all listed in one, what do we call that? Big plate of steel, and their names are there. Those who have died in that place. And those names I can recall is Captain Yap, Lieutenant Artiaga, and some more. But those are the two brave officers who died in that Yultong fight. So, and that's where the 10th BCT, a Filipino Piptuk battalion, are known. They are very famous. So, because all their all the other companies that was along that line, they retreated. But that company stood on their ground. They stayed there and beat the Communist Army overwhelming. See, there are 40,000, you see, 40,000 Communist Army, and that company is already about more than 100. But they beat this Communist Party, and they became famous. That's it, BCT. So, that's all. That's all. Chairman, natutuwa ako at pinagpapatuloy ninyo itong kapayapaan na natamasa natin ngayon. Nakakaganda ng damdamin na yung paggawa ninyo ng isang organisasyon para lang sa kapayapaan ng Korea at saka sa buong mundo. At ito I appreciate at nagpapasalamat ako sa Panginoon na nagagawa ninyo ito. Sa mga kabataan ngayon, sana makita ninyo yung kagandang loob ni Chairman Lee dahil sa kanyang pagpupursige na manatili ang kapayapaan sa ating bayan at sa buong mundo. Kaya Chairman Lee, mabuhay kayo.
And there you have it, ang mga kwento ng kagitingan ng mga PEF Talk veterans natin. And thank you so much, Veteran Rodrigo Erenio and Veteran Prudencio Manuel, for sharing your first-hand stories. So according to their stories, after the armistice was signed, doon sila nag-volunteer na ipadala sa Korea. And kwento nga nila, di ba? Both of them volunteered talaga. So sabi nga ni Tatay Prudencio, nung panahon na yon, around 15 years old pa lang daw siya, pero sinulat niya 18 para makapunta siya kasi gusto niya na mag-volunteer talaga even though wala siyang alam about the place. So it's a really great thing, I can't even imagine going to some place na malayo sa family, malayo sa hometown, and then sacrificing yourself to be able to serve the country and fight for peace ng isang dayuhang bansa. Kaya naman dun sa message nila to our Chairman Lee, sabi nila masayang-masaya sila kasi last November ay nakapunta raw po sila together with their families. Nakabalik sila sa Korea. Si Tatay Rodrigo, doon lang siya nakabalik sa Korea after so many decades. Last November lang. And sabi niya, masayang-masaya siya makita na very prosperous na yung Korea, yung South Korea. And to be able to be a part of the history, bago yung para magkaroon ng prosperous na nation ng Korea, it's really something for them. So we honor our Filipino-Korean War veterans. So again, thank you to also their families, to President Jovina Damasen, President of PEF Talk Veterans Association, and to the directors. I met Director Vicente Servano, who is also a soldier himself. Hello, greetings po. And to their daughters also, to Ma'am Ria, daughter of Tatay Rodrigo, and Ma'am Asuncion, the wife of Tatay Prudencio. Maraming salamat po. And it was such an honor na makadaupang palad po kayo and marinig yung mga stories po ninyo. And of course, we will meet again soon. And yun lang po yung beginning ng collaboration natin with PEF Talk Veterans Association. And hopefully, maimbitahan din po natin sila dito sa ating programa. So, yan ang mga naging events po natin. And para sa mga susunod pa natin na mga events, ay mag-follow lang sa ating Facebook page, HWPL Philippines, or stay tuned dito po sa ating programa Voice of Peace every Tuesday 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. here on Vantage Point Media to stay updated sa mga events po natin. We would also like to congratulate our Peace Education team. Okay po, ang Peace Education team natin ay recently nag-hold ng massive na signing of the Memorandum of Understanding or MOU with different schools. Okay po, para po sa implementation ng Peace Education program po natin. And maraming salamat din sa mga volunteers natin na nag-participate. Okay, sa Brigada Eskwela 2025. Ayan, yung mga volunteers po natin sa Bulacan, sa Manila, and GMA, and more areas. Ayan, nag-volunteer po sila sa mga partner schools and sa mga schools sa communities nila during the Brigada Eskwela. Ayun. Ganon din po ang mga Peace Club po natin, Peace Club natin from Governor Luis Ferrer Jr. East National High School, nalagang very active na nagpo-post ng mga activities ng Peace Club po natin. So maraming salamat po. And ngayon napasukan na muli, talagang I hope everyone will stay healthy and dry during this rainy season and stay safe. And para po sa mga peace education programs po natin, stay tuned again and we will keep you updated dito po sa Voice of Peace and HWPL Philippines. So, para naman din po sa mga interested sa interfaith studies, meron po tayong Religious Peace Academy where we upload or share lectures from our religious leaders from Catholicism, from Islam, and non-denominational Christianity. And we are open to more lecturers na pwede po nating i-upload sa learning management website natin. So we can flash our QR code para pwede nyo po itong i-scan kung gusto nyo po na mag-sign up for free, and you can also directly go to the website, that's rpa.hwpl.ph, and simply create an account and access the lectures or interfaith lectures for free. Alright, so again, thank you so much everyone for listening. This has been Rica Feliciano from HWPL, and we'll see you on our next episode.